Wonder about the future and how you'll be working and learning? Welcome to You in 2042, the future of work, with your host, Danielle Wallace.
Hello and welcome to You in 2042, the future of work. Joining me today is Paul Morton.
So let me start with when a mummy and daddy begins to love each other that's the long version. Right. The shortest version I could possibly imagine is after 25 years working, selling to learning and development in HR, I discovered a huge gap, which was in the other side of my life, which was selling things and understanding how people manage sales teams and how badly it's done. So I built an academy designed to help sales managers train their managers. So you've got a whole team of wonderful salespeople, all get promoted, not knowing a damn thing how to do it. So my decision was, let's help them. So that's what I built. So the last 4 years I've been doing that. It's great fun.
That's exciting and a lot of fun. And within the time of your career, I can imagine there's been a lot of change in the field and even in the changes in the work world overall. What changes do you anticipate may come in the next, let's say, 18 years, taking us to 2042? What things may impact leadership, sales?
I think because, yes, I talk about sales leadership, but you have to niche down somewhere. This is general management, general leadership. Leadership is about getting people from a point A to a point B that they would not ordinarily get on their own. It's about magnanimity. It's about unleashing the greatness in other people and using the tools of management to get you there. Okay, so what's going to change in the next 18 years? I would argue the biggest shift we're going to see is it's nothing to do with new technology. It's really about reminding ourselves that we are humans and that while the tech might take over some routine stuff and that's going to accelerate, I think the humans are going to need to focus more on the human stuff. It's emotional intelligence, it's creativity, complex problem solving. Yes, you have chain linked GPTs, etc. Yeah, fine. Is it going to get better? Yes, it will. Do I want to work for an AI? No, I want to work with people. And people learn best from other people. Soft skills are best learned from other soft people. Why? Because you use them with soft people. So we're better to learn and practice them. So I think we're also going to see a business life that's becoming more transparent. I think the next generation of workers are going to grow up in a world where everything is shared. But equally, everything is questioned. Everything is scrutinized. I've got at my fingertips access to 20 million cat memes and the world's data. So you want me to believe that something is as you say it is? Prove it. So you need to then, I think, be authentic, which is not so much a buzzword, but it's a requirement. If you want me to be loyal to anything, I need to trust you. You need to be in service of me. We need to be flexible. That's going to be defining leadership in 2042.
Those are key attributes, authenticity, flexibility, that have a big pace of a change on their overall leadership landscape. With that, how do you envision leadership itself evolving to meet these future demands of this world that you speak of?
I think even still people hark to the school-based version of leadership. If you think about the dominant characteristics and the dominant places where you have seen leadership in your life, it's been at home with mum and dad telling you what to do. It's been at school where you're told to sit down, sit up, do this, do that, go here, go there. It's command control. It's kings, princes, it's politicians, it's the hierarchy top down. And while that is human nature, and that is the essence of how we as humans have evolved and exist and do so very well, the very best of those relationship structures exist because they're nurturing. They're not demanding. They're demanding in terms of, I want you to achieve, I want you to be successful, but it's how I get you there. The punishments will continue until morale improves is not exactly the way forward. It is, how do I lift you up? How do I make you great? How do I serve you? If you think of the word, in the UK, we have the Prime Minister. Okay, you have one in Canada as well, don't you? It means the first servant. That's what it means. To minister to someone is to serve them. They are the first servant. You are at the bottom of the pile, holding everybody up. You're not at the top commanding. So I think as the things evolve, the simple thing to say is that you have to be more coach-like. You have to be more nurturing. And I do not mean fluffy, happy, clappy. I'm the last fluffy person on earth. But you have to, I think, look to how you would operationalize love in the workplace. And I don't mean getting a phone call from HR, right? This is not eros, the erotic, romantic love you might have with your husband or your wife. It's agape. It is this divine uplifting of the other person, the hope, the aspiration that I have for your success and my determination to see you achieve what your potential entails. That, I think, is where we're going, and is going very fast. So it's coaching, it's servant leadership. And I mean, in my own leadership programs, I always say that leaders ask the best questions, not necessarily come with the right answers. It's about facilitation rather than micromanagement. I think the businesses that thrive will be the ones where leadership management serves growth and not just KPIs.
So true. You touch upon the idea of servant leadership. Perhaps, Paul, can you give us an example of what that looks like, especially as we're evolving to meet future needs?
Sure. Let me give you a real-world example. We had a client we worked with last year. It was a mid-sized tech company, and they were going through some rapid growth. And their challenge was that the leadership team couldn't keep up with the demands, couldn't keep up with the pace of change. Too many people had been promoted outside of their area of management competence. They were promoted for their competence in the job that they had, but then said, congratulations, here's your team, off you go, good luck. Thankfully, somebody in the team recognized that, came and knocked on my door and said, yeah, help. All these folk are wonderful, wonderful people. And of course, I decided to promote them, so I didn't make a mistake. But how do we support them to actually turn them into good leaders? Well, you start with leading self and understanding who you are. And then you layer upon that the tools that have been around since, Moses, right? How do you get people to do what they need to do, hold them accountable, and keep them going forward? I'm sure that Moses, Aaron, and the Mount Sinai had one-to-ones, right? They did. Maybe leadership meetings saying, these tablets are the wrong color. We taught them to do a lot of different things. We introduced some servant leadership techniques and taught them about the mindset required of putting other people at the center of their universe rather than having them there. We taught them how to run structured one-to-ones, so focusing on coaching and feedback rather than dictating tasks. And the key was, I think, shifting them from checking up on people to checking in with people. So when you listen to what your team is struggling with and then you ask them, how can I help you? Rather than, why haven't you done this? What you do is you create this relationship of respect. You build on productivity. And then what then happened, thankfully, we had a good result. The managers became a lot more engaged. The team felt more empowered. The business really saw a really good uptick in their autonomy and in the results, because it was a sales team. You want to start somewhere, L&D people. Start with your sales teams. Why? Because number one, it's the biggest grey spend out there, but they're measured like nobody else is measured in any organization. And if you can't deliver a result against somebody who's measured and whose job depends on doing what they do, right? If you work in, finance or legal or something like that, if you're a bit slow or a bit fast or whatever, nobody really notices that much. Hit your target, don't hit your target. You're in, you're out. That's it. It's binary. Those people, if you can help those people achieve more, you will be rightly rewarded as a learning development professional.
And those become key skills that are truly essential, especially in this ever-changing world. I like the practicality that we can all take away of checking in, not checking up, and keeping our employees really at the center of our universe. It's a beautiful mindset shift to help us reframe and to truly be able to support our people as this world accelerates with increasing complexity. I'm curious, Paul, how can people learn more about you? You've mentioned some of the examples that you've done. What site can people visit to learn more about you?
Well, I've got, actually based on that last piece of work we did there, what I decided to do was to take that bit out of the playbook course and give it away. So if you go to practical-leadership.academy, So Practical Leadership Academy, and if you Google it, you also find it. Practical Leadership Academy. And in there, you'll find a bit where you can download the 5 steps to rebooting and transforming your one-to-ones. Because that, I think, is the primary leadership tool that you have for moving your business forward. And we've got a lovely little model there. It's called CUFCP, where you check in, you update, you give feedback, you give coaching, and you plan for the way forward. And you do all that in a tracked document, and you get a little template to take away as well. Because if you track it and you talk about what you did last week and you talk about what you're going to do this week, you can basically make huge progress in that one little 30-minute session you have every single week with your people. Super powerful.
It's a great way to build these skills, to harness what's practical. And I've seen the information, and it's brilliant to help focus and maximize the time with our direct reports. Details of this are in the show notes, as well as how to contact Paul. Paul, thank you so much for your amazing insights. I encourage people to check out the show notes for the extract of the Practical Leadership Playbook and some other offers of value there, and to reach out to Paul with further questions.
Thank you very much indeed, Danielle. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for being a part of the future. Subscribe now to stay current.